The rumors are true. Honda officially joined the battery-powered lawnmower game, and they sent me their HRX-BE. Is it as good as they said it's going to be? They asked for the test. You be the judge. Let's get to the unboxing. So I'm super excited about this one. A lot of us have been patiently waiting for the Honda to drop this model, and here it is. This is their premium 21-inch neck-side deck mower loaded with features like high torque brushless motor and a full Versamow system built in. Honda claims this one delivers professional level performance. So let's talk about what Honda is promising us about this mower. First off, let's get priced right out of the way. MSRP comes in at $1,299. With a 21-inch neck-side deck, rust-proof, dent-proof, and one of Honda's premium features. Cutting height adjusts through 7 positions, ranging from 0.75 inches on up to 4 inches height of cut. And I'm very excited to see that they're going to dip below 1 inch height of cut. So for cut quality, Honda is using their micro cut twin blade system designed for extra fine clippings and cleaner mulching, bagging, or leaf shredding. That ties directly into the Versamow 4-in-1 system, so you can mulch, bag, rear discharge, or shred leaves without swapping any attachments. Now, drive power comes from Honda's E-Select variable speed rear wheel drive, letting you set your pace anywhere from 0 to 4 miles per hour, which is pretty peppy. The mower rides on 9-inch wheels with ball bearings, which should help it roll smoother and track straighter across the yard. Now, power comes from Honda's dual bay battery system built around their 12 ampere hour 58 volt lithium pack, which Honda rates up to 45 minutes of runtime per battery, depending on cutting conditions. The handles folds for storage, and the warranty. Honda covers the mower for up to 5 years straight from the official page. So let's stop talking specs and put this thing in the grass to see if Honda actually delivers. Machine's put together, and now it's time to start the testing phase. So I've got this divided up in a couple different categories. Today, I'm gonna focus on the maintenance lawn. So we're gonna go through the front yard, the backyard, and they've got a small little area, just see how well kind of gets into tight corners. Then we're going to transition into my front yard, which is predominantly ryegrass. Now, what that's going to tell us, we're going to drop that height of cut all the way down 0.75 inches and just see how well it mows at the lowest range of this mower. Then we're going to find a lawn the polar opposite, overgrown, shabby, just full of leaves and tall grass, see how well that works. Well, let's get on this lawn. So this lawn is predominantly Kentucky bluegrass, and we've got pine needles just all throughout the entire cut. And lawn is very nice and healthy, very green. So now for the fun part. I stopped midway through. I just kind of want to show you guys. Would you look at those stripes, man? Looking really, really good. Cut quality so far, been really, really happy with it. I've got the cut down to about 2.5 inches. And right now for a maintenance mow on this Kentucky bluegrass, cutting nice and clean off the top. Doesn't appear to have very many stragglers, which means suction is good. Now, as far as layering goes, what it's actually picking up, I mean, this is really good. We're getting a lot of stack at the back, less in the front, kind of piles up this direction, which is a really good sign, which means we can use it to its full potential. The machine's breathing, and look at all these leaves and debris that I am picking up off of the ground. It's a lot. We'll go over that in a second. So for me, this is a cool little test. Coming across this fence line here, the machine gets within like 1/2 inch. I've never seen this before on a mower. The way that the mower is designed, the sides are kind of squared off instead of rounded. And man, proof's in the pudding. This is actually pretty cool. It's going to limit the amount of space that you actually have to edge or weed whack on the side of the lawn. Let's take a look at this grass, shall we? Look at how nice, clean, and cut it is. And just looking at the tippy tops of the blades of the grass, no shearing. So by that, what I mean is like if you rip a piece of paper, you'll have all these little splices that are occurring, and that ultimately is going to affect your color. So if we look at the blades here, you can see how nice and clean they are. So we're not gonna get that brown haze that's on top of the grass that affects the color. Now keep in mind though, blades are blades. So I would say about every 20 mows, you should really sharpen that blade. The one thing that has shocked me the most is how close I could get to these edges. I mean, maybe I'm a little naive, but out of all the mowers I've ever used, it just doesn't seem like I've ever been able to get this close. Now keep in mind, you're still gonna have to weed whack here and there, but I mean, look at this. I'm all the way to about right here on the cut, all the way across. I mean, that's ½ inch, which means for those of you lazy people out there that only want to weed whack every other week, it's not gonna look terrible. So for a guy like me that doesn't like to go to the trash a lot, you can see this is chock full. This is great. So as far as battery consumption goes, we've used 1/4 of the battery. If I were to guesstimate, I'd say we went over about 2,500 square feet of grass. So 1/4 of that would mean that we're getting about 10,000 square feet of grass on a plain flat area with a maintenance mow. But I'll post the official numbers here. That was a good first test. Now let's check out these before and after shots and kind of go over my first impressions of the machine. Now we already talked about cut quality. We talked about how close it gets to the fences. The other thing is the suction is really decent. So I was at about 2.5 inches, and I would say I got about 90% of the leaves and also the pine needles. Now these are really hard to get out. So considering the sheer volume that I was able to get out, I'm really happy with that. But the stripe quality on this is actually pretty good. Went with that V pattern flying ducks just to accent the front of the house, give it some stage and presence. But let's move on to the second test, which is that low cut on my ryegrass. She's riding low, baby. So check this out, really, really good suction. You can see there's a massive difference in cut between this side and this side. Very visible. This is pretty cool. So far, so good. There's a couple of things that I want you to pay attention to on my lawn here. So on the left side, nice clean cut. Got a few nice stripes. And even at this height, we're slammed all the way to the ground. It's pretty impressive. But here's where you're gonna notice the difference. Ryegrass kind of has a tell sign. It grows, but it looks almost like a sponge, kind of spongy. So you go from this side to this side, look at that clean, clean cut. Nothing you wouldn't expect from Honda parts and services. Honda blades have always been really, really nice in my opinion. Tested a lot of different blades out, and Honda's always got a nice quality OEM part. Here's my after shot. We've got minimal debris on the ground. A couple of seeds here and there, but for the amount that I picked up, I mean, this is more than permissible. Overall, look at this quality of cut. The suction was really good as well. We picked up 98% of all the seed pods here. You could see just by yourself, no more debris. Got a little bit of striping in the lawn, and I'll tell you what, striping at 3/4 of an inch is not the easiest thing to do. So very, very pleased with this. So it took me a couple of days to find a lawn that I felt would throw us the kitchen sink, right? It's got a little bit of everything. We are way overgrown. You can see here, this grass, it's kind of to the point where it's just laying over because it's so long. I would say it's almost 12 inches long, and it's got a little bit of everything. Now I'm almost through pass number one, so there's a couple of things that I want you guys to understand. This is about the most imperfect lawn that I've been on in a very long time. Several different varieties of grass. This grass was so long, it's gonna require me to go over it again, and this is kind of common when you let this type of grass go this long for so long, kind of mats down, but on the first pass, suction's good. I mean, we're getting, I would say 80% of all the grass. It's better, pretty happy with that. And we're gonna test it out. Got a small slope. From my understanding, brochure says that this is rated up to 15 degrees. And what I'll tell you is plenty of power. So I'm gonna take the mower deck down from level 3 down to level 2. That should give us a 2-inch cut, nice and ready, primed for the winter cut. But the benefit is this, we're gonna increase suction. So I'm really excited to see how this pass number 2 is gonna perform and what a difference it's gonna make. I gotta say, I love it when a good project comes together. I mean, it is just 100 times better. We took that height of cut down from 12 inches down to about 2.5 inches. Ready for the winter here in this mountain region. This grass was thick, it was tough, and look at it. Now, there's a couple of nice things. The front edge has a nice little lip, and it saved me. Look at this, the shutoff valve was just buried here. Nobody even knew. I'm gonna clean up around these just so we don't have that problem once again. But overall, cut is really nice. Let's get into my favorite part of the video, which is going over the pros and the cons of the Honda HRX-BE. I've had this mower for a couple of weeks now, and I've tried it out on different lawn types and grass types, ranging from Kentucky bluegrass, fescue, ryegrass. Just keep in mind that these are my personal opinions of the mower. But let's start off with the design. I feel like Honda really nailed the design. Having a mower that can cut as low as 0.75 inches up to 4 inches, absolutely fantastic, which in my opinion means it'll serve all different grass types, including Bermuda, zoysia, and St. Augustine. Now, the recessed wheels in the front and the protruding deck allowed me to mow within 1 inch or less on the fence line, which is just awesome. Let's talk about the 4-in-1 Versamow system with the clip director. Now, this is an interesting idea. You get to choose how much debris or clippings you want to enter the bag. So from all the clippings, some or even none. Now, the reason why I like this is I find that most homeowners mow once per week, which commonly means that they're taking too much off of the top to be able to mulch properly, usually leaving clumps of grass behind. So with the system, you can choose the level of mulching that you want. The more aggressively you have the chute closed, the more mulching will occur. So it's a great compromise for people that want the benefits of mulching, but don't want to mow more often. It's also very beneficial for mulching and catching leaves. It's important to note this mower, it's not light. At 91 pounds without the battery, I was a little bit worried it might be a little difficult to maneuver, but from my experience, which is just my opinion, the mower doesn't feel like it has that much weight on it when it's in use. So the self-propel system works fantastic. Now, I used the mower on a few different lawns, very bumpy, and not only did it handle well, it was easy to turn and get around. The cut quality remained good. Not to mention, we went up the 15-degree slopes with no problem as marketed. But overall, I feel that most people are going to be able to handle this mower with ease. Let's go over a couple of the creature comforts. We'll start with the rotostop feature. This yellow button allows you to use the self-propelled wheels without turning on the mower blade. So it's one of my favorite features. It means that you can transport the mower between cuts over rough terrain like dirt and gravel with the help of the self-propel. It's a fantastic feature. Now, the E-Select drive, which is the self-propel, this function worked as marketed. Now, I was a little bit worried at the higher speeds that it wouldn't cut as efficiently, but the mower proved me wrong. I'm 6'2" tall, and I found level 3 worked best for me, and in tight spaces, level 2, fantastic. And keep in mind, there's 4 levels. Now, I've shown you the cut quality was good, whether you're mowing low or maintaining a lawn. I even cut 8 inches of creeping red fescue off the top, the hard to do lawn. So I tried to overextend the mower by mulching damp grass with a lot of thatch built into it. Still performed well. The major question is this: will it do a scalp mow? So here's my opinion on this. It will, with the right conditions, meaning the grass blades are dry. Worst case scenario, you're gonna gradually pull the height of cut down to finish the job, which is normal for most mowers. Now, as for cutting a marketed 16,000 square feet of grass on one battery, I cut 2.5 inches grass off top on this lawn for a weekly maintenance mow and mowed about 2,750 square feet of grass on 25% battery life, which means on one battery I would get about 11,000 square feet. Now, if you mow smaller bits off top like I've done here, I only use 10 to 15% of the battery. So I feel like if you're only taking 1 to 1.5 inches off top, be closer to Honda's claimed number of 16,000 square feet or 0.37 acres they're promising. Now, as far as charging the battery goes, one thing worth mentioning is this battery is almost silent when charging. So it's a small thing, but I personally enjoy it. Now, here's the big question: should you buy a second battery? If you remember right, this mower comes with one battery, but has room enough for two. So here's my opinion on this one. The charging time with the 2-amp charger that I have took about 5 to 6 hours to fully charge the battery from completely zero to full, which is within the marketed specification. But if you have the optional 8-amp charger, it'll cut that down to about 1.5 hours. And I also found that the battery dies faster when you mow thicker, denser grass. So when mowing really dense grass, I was getting about 4,000 to 5,000 square feet before needing a recharge. So for small to medium-sized lawns, I feel like one battery does fine, but for larger lawns that'll need a little bit more attention every now and again, I consider buying an additional battery. I'm sure by now you're getting the idea that this mower is loaded with features. Now, I'll be sure to post a link of the product in the description of the video. In the meantime, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up down in the comments down below. You know I'd love to help you guys out. They asked for the test. You be the judge. This is the Pest and Lawn Ginja. We're slaying lawns.